That $6 blue and yellow can you've got gathering dust in your garage is secretly the key to preventing thousands of dollars in expensive car repairs. But here's the hard truth. 9 out of 10 people are using it completely wrong. From fixing rust on your car to solving engine damage, these are the 15 WD-40 tricks that only truly pro car owners know about. I'm telling you, as a mechanic with decades of experience, I've seen people make mistakes with this can that have cost them their engines. Don't skip any of these tips because one of them, especially the last few, could be the difference between a smooth ride and a catastrophic engine failure in the middle of nowhere. But before I spill the first secret that the shops don't want you to know, do me a solid. If you value your money and you want to learn how to take care of your ride like a pro, smash that like button right now and think about subscribing. It's totally free for you, but for me, it means I can keep making content and sharing these secrets that save you a fortune. Thanks for that. Now, let's get to it. 15. The rust repair trick. Most people think WD-40 is just for that squeaky door hinge in the kitchen. But let me tell you something the auto repair industry likes to keep quiet. Your car's metal parts, every second of every day, are under constant attack. It's not just rain. It's the humidity in the air. It's the salt they dump on the roads in winter. It's the elements just hammering your vehicle without mercy. Rust, my friend, never takes a day off. Those chrome bumpers shining in the sun, those polished exhaust tips, even the wheel wells you barely look at, they're all rust magnets. They are just waiting for the smallest chance to turn your prized ride into a rolling piece of rusty modern art that nobody, absolutely nobody, will want to buy from you. Rust isn't just a cosmetic problem. It's metal cancer. It starts small, like a blemish, and then it eats the structural integrity of your car from the inside out. But here's the pro trick. WD-40, used right, becomes your personal anti-rust superhero. We're not talking about spraying a hole that's already there. We're talking about prevention. Spray a light coat on any exposed metal prone to corrosion. Think door hinges, hood latches, those chrome trim pieces that are starting to show pitting, and even exhaust components, as long as they're cold. What WD-40 does is create an invisible protective barrier. This barrier actively repels moisture and stops corrosion, that silent enemy, from ever getting a foothold. The WD-40 formula isn't just oil. It's a solvent and a water displacer. It gets into the microscopic pores of the metal, those little valleys and peaks you can't see with the naked eye, and it literally shoves the water out. Then, it leaves behind an ultra-thin protective film. Pro detailers, the ones who charge hundreds of bucks to make a car look brand new, swear by this technique. Why? Because prevention is, and always will be, infinitely cheaper than restoration. Think of it this way. A few minutes spraying these vulnerable areas every couple of months can save you hundreds of dollars in specialized chrome polishing, or, even worse, thousands in bodywork to cut out and replace rotted-out metal down the line. And there's a bonus. That protective layer also makes future cleanups easier. Dirt, road tar, and grime can't stick as easily to the treated surface. It wipes right off. Seriously, who wants to drive a rust bucket when a $6 can keep your ride looking like it belongs in this decade? The truth is simple. Prevention always beats perfection. But wait till you see this diagnostic trick that even seasoned mechanics keep up their sleeve. 14. The vacuum leak repair secret. You ever feel your engine idling, just shaking like it's going through caffeine withdrawal? Or has it thrown random check engine lights at you just to mess with your head? I've seen drivers spend hundreds on sensors and diagnostics, and it was all because of this. Here's what most drivers never suspect. A sneaky vacuum leak. It's a tiny hole or crack in one of the engine's vacuum hoses. It's a silent killer that is slowly destroying your air-fuel ratio, murdering your gas mileage, and making your engine run rough. The car's computer tries to compensate, but it's fighting a losing battle. This is where WD-40 becomes your diagnostic superhero. Forget the expensive smoke machines for now. Try this simple trick first. With the engine on and idling, grab your can of WD-40. Carefully spray short bursts near the vacuum hoses, the intake manifold gaskets, and any suspicious connections. You don't need to flood the engine, just a little mist. Now, listen close. If the engine's idle suddenly changes, if it revs up or sputters for a second, Boom, you just found your leak. What happens is the WD-40 gets sucked in by the vacuum leak and temporarily seals the gap. The engine instantly reacts to this change in the air mixture. You have immediate confirmation without any fancy equipment. But here's the crucial detail. Pro mechanics, like the legendary Scotty Kilmer, have used this trick for decades. Why WD-40 and not, say, carb cleaner? Because unlike carb cleaner, which is extremely flammable, WD-40 isn't gonna turn your engine bay into a fireworks show. It's much safer to use on a hot engine. Even better, it's safe around plastic sensors and delicate electrical components. It won't melt anything important, unlike other, harsher solvents. That $6 can just save you a $150 diagnostic fee at the shop and, potentially, thousands in long-term engine damage if the leak had been ignored. Seriously, who needs high-tech scan tools when you've got liquid genius in a can? The trap is, most people just never think to try it. Now, let's talk about something you see every day but probably never think to clean. 13. The hidden license plate fix. Let's be honest, when was the last time you really looked at your license plate? Not just to check if it was there, but really looked at it. Here's the truth. Years of road grime, relentless UV rays, and corrosive salt have probably faded it from sharp and clear to a, can you even read that? People clean their cars, their windows, their wheels, but they forget the plate. And here's what they don't tell you. In many states, an unreadable license plate isn't just ugly. It's a $50 ticket waiting to happen. It's an easy reason to get pulled over. But here's the beauty of this 60-second fix. WD-40 can make your plate look roadworthy again instantly. The WD-40 formula, with its mild solvents, lifts away built-up grease, caked on dirt, and even that surface rust that forms around the edges and the bolt holes. It gives your plate a much cleaner, sharper look without any sanding, painting, or buying a new one. Here's the pro technique. Don't just spray it while it's on the car. Take the extra minute. Take the plate off first. Wash it with warm water and dish soap to get the surface dirt off. Dry it well. Then apply the WD-40 and rub it in with a microfiber cloth. You'll see the grime that the soap couldn't touch just melt away. Now, let's be real. Don't expect a factory reflective shine. This is a cosmetic touch-up, not a full-blown paint restoration. If the paint's chipped off or rust has eaten through the metal, you're gonna need a new plate. But here's the kicker. For the price of a gas station sandwich, it's one of the fastest ways to make your car look better kept and avoid that surprise ticket you didn't see coming. And here's the irony. Something so simple that takes literally 1 minute could stop you from getting pulled over for something you never even thought about. But wait till you see what this next trick does to your tires. It's an absolute mind-blower. 12. The Tire Transformation Spray. Your tires take more abuse than a rental car on a bachelor party weekend, and those sidewalls, the sides of the tire, they show every single mile of that abuse. Here's what they don't tell you. Faded, cracked, dull rubber makes even the nicest car look like it's been sitting in a junkyard for months. It completely ruins the look of your ride. Most people go to the store and drop $20 on fancy tire shine products. Those work, sure, but they're often a sticky, silicone-based mess that just attracts dust, or they wash off in the first rainstorm. But here's the secret that costs a fraction of the price. WD-40 can bring those sidewalls back from the dead. First, and this is important, give them a good rinse and scrub with a brush to get the loose dirt off. You don't want to be rubbing mud into the rubber. Once they're totally dry, spray a light coat of WD-40 on the sidewalls. But here is the most important warning of this entire trick. Listen to me. Never, ever, under any circumstances, get it on the tread. Never on the part of the tire that touches the asphalt. Doing that is a slip-and-slide disaster waiting to happen. Trust me, it's like putting oil on the bottom of your shoes before you run a marathon. Let the WD-40 sit on the sidewall for a few seconds, then wipe it clean with a cloth. This is where the magic happens. Instantly, your tires look darker, shinier, and almost brand new. But it's not just about looks. The WD-40, being oil-based, actually helps condition the rubber. It helps protect against cracking and UV damage, keeping the rubber in better shape for longer than if you did nothing. And the best part, the treatment lasts for weeks. not days like some of those cheap water-based dressings. But let me be crystal clear one more time. Sidewalls only, never the tread. You want grip on the road, not a one-way ticket into a ditch, because looking good is great, but staying alive is even better. Now brace yourself for this electrical system game changer that could save you thousands. 11. Fix electrical gremlins with one spray. Electrical problems are the silent killers of the automotive world. They're every mechanic's and every owner's nightmare. One day, everything's fine. The next, you're staring at a $700 bill for a corroded ECU connector. That's the car's computer that just decided to quit. But here's what most people never realize. A lot of these catastrophic failures start small. They start with just a little bit of moisture sneaking into connectors like a ninja in the night. Water in the taillight connectors, dampness in the trailer hitch harness, condensation on under-the-hood connections. This is where WD-40 earns its legendary status. And here's the trick. WD stands for water displacement. It was literally designed for this. It was invented to push moisture out of sensitive components. A light spray on clean, disconnected terminals creates a non-conductive, protective barrier that stops corrosion before it even thinks about starting. It keeps that green gunk or white, crusty stuff from forming. But here's the pro move that separates the smart drivers from the costly mistakes. For delicate electronics, like circuit boards, mass airflow sensors, or those ECU connectors, upgrade to the WD-40 Specialist Contact Cleaner. This stuff is different. It dries fast, leaves zero oily residue, and removes over 95% of common surface contaminants. It's the surgeon's choice for your car's brain. Use the contact cleaner to clean, and then, if the part is exposed to the elements, like a trailer connector, you can use a tiny bit of the regular WD-40 to protect it. For battery terminals, high current switches, and light connections, the original blue and yellow can works like a charm. And here's the truth. That thin protective layer could save you from $1,000 plus wiring harness replacement. Smart money protects your car's brain, because when the electricals fail, your wallet feels the pain. 10. The weather stripping save. You ever pull your car door open in the dead of winter and feel like you're cracking open a bank vault? Or hear that horrible rip sound of rubber stuck to metal? Here's what they don't tell you. That's not just the cold weather being dramatic. That's your door's rubber seals, the weather stripping, quietly failing. And when they fail, the damage doesn't stop at a stuck door. This is where it gets scary. Cracked, dry, or torn weather stripping lets water sneak into your cabin. This leads to soggy carpets, which leads to nightmare number 1, mold. And even worse, it leads to your floor pans rotting out from the inside. If that water gets to your underdash wiring, you are looking at repair bills that will make your wallet declare bankruptcy. We're talking $2,000 in damage that could have been completely avoided. Here's the game changer. But listen to me carefully. Do not use regular WD-40 for this. This is where people make the big mistake. Regular WD-40 contains petroleum distillates that, over time, can actually dry out and degrade rubber. Instead, you need the WD-40 Specialist Silicone Spray. This is the right tool for the job. Unlike regular WD-40, this formula is specifically designed to keep rubber seals, plastic, and vinyl soft, flexible, and water-resistant. A quick application every few months keeps your door sealing tight and opening smooth, even when it's cold enough to freeze your thoughts. But here's the pro tip most people skip. Don't just spray it and walk away. That's a sticky mess. Spray the silicone onto a clean microfiber cloth and then wipe down the rubber seals with the cloth. That thin, even coat is all you need to repel moisture and stop them from sticking. The result? A quiet cabin, dry floors, no mold smell, and thousands of dollars saved before the damage even starts. Now, imagine this next trick literally saving your car's paint from permanent damage. 9. The Tree Sap Paint Fix. You walk out to your car on a sunny morning and see a sticky, ugly blotch on the hood that looks like Mother Nature just gave you the finger. That's tree sap. And it's not just ugly. It's chemically active. It's acidic. It is, at this very second, eating through your clear coat like acid rain with a personal grudge. Most people panic. They start scraping with a fingernail, rubbing with a dry paper towel. They turn a small problem into a paint disaster, grinding that hard, tacky sap into the paint and creating a spiderweb of scratches. This is where regular WD-40 quietly becomes your paint-saving superhero. Its solvent base does something magical. It softens the hardened sap without needing to scrub hard. It lets you gently wipe it away before it gets baked on by the sun and causes permanent etched damage to the clear coat. The technique is simple, but you gotta follow it to the letter. First, make sure the surface is cool and, crucially, in the shade. Never do this in direct sun. Second, spray a few squirts directly onto the sap. Don't soak the panel. Third, let it sit. Give it 2 minutes. Let the solvents do their work. You'll see the sap start to melt. Fourth, take a soft microfiber cloth and gently wipe the sap away. No pressure. Fifth, and this is the most critical step, immediately wash the area with car soap and water. The WD-40 is a solvent, and it will also remove any wax or sealant you had on there. Sixth, after it's clean and dry, apply a fresh coat of wax to that area to protect the now exposed paint. You just avoided a $500 buffing job or even a $2,000 repaint. The warning is critical. Always wash after, and never let WD-40 sit in the sun. Used right, it's your affordable defense against nature's paint killer. Quick, easy, and your clear coat will thank you later. 8. The Rust Penetrant Secret. There is nothing like the soul-crushing sound of a wrench slipping off a rusted-on bolt to absolutely destroy your day and your knuckles. Not only that, but if you've ever snapped a bolt halfway through a repair, you know that's not just frustrating, it's expensive. Busted bolts mean extra labor, drilling, extracting, and sometimes replacing the entire part they're stuck in. A 1-hour brake job turns into a 6-hour nightmare. Enter WD-40 Specialist Penetrant. This isn't your average spray and pray situation. This stuff is the heavy artillery. In controlled torque tests, bolts that needed incredible force to loosen gave up with a fraction of the effort after applying this penetrant. That's real-world relief for your tools, your hands, and your sanity. The secret is something called capillary action. This formula is incredibly thin, way thinner than regular WD-40. It wicks deep into tight threads and rusted seams, breaking down the corrosion from the inside out. Here's how to use it like a pro. First, clean the area of loose gunk if you can. Spray it right at the threads of the bolt or nut. Now, some people say let it soak, but this formula often works best when you act fast before it evaporates. Give it a few minutes, then try to loosen it. If it doesn't budge, give the head of the bolt a solid whack with a hammer. This helps break the rust seal and reapply the penetrant. Patience is key. Forget the blowtorch near your fuel lines. Forget the impact gun. Forget the creative swearing. A few bucks and a little patience can save you from a $300 mechanic visit or, worse, damaging something irreplaceable. 'Cause seriously, who has time for busted bolts in the 21st century? This next one will have your chrome sparkling like it just left the showroom. 7. The Chrome Restoration Miracle. If you've ever spent hours, and I mean hours, trying to bring dull, pitted chrome back to life, you know it's either a weekend-ruining project or there's a shortcut just waiting to be found. Spoiler alert, there's definitely a shortcut, and it comes in that blue and yellow can. Regular WD-40's blend of light oils and cleaning agents cuts through road grime, hard water spots, and even stubborn tar without needing harsh abrasives. Just spray it on cool chrome. Let it sit for a minute. Wipe it off with a clean microfiber cloth and watch that chrome start to pop like it belongs in a car show, not a scrap heap. Got tougher spots? That little bit of surface rust starting? WD-40 is gentle enough not to scratch the chrome, but strong enough to lift that surface rust and baked-on debris. A little gentle rubbing with the cloth is all it needs. And here's the bonus. The WD-40 multi-use product is safe to use on your vehicle's paint if you get a little overspray. Just wipe it off, and it actually leaves behind a protective coating that slows down future rust from forming. For the cost of one can, it beats buying multiple polishing compounds and cuts your cleaning time down to practically nothing. Shiny, clean, and done in minutes. That's efficiency with style. This next trick could literally get your car to start again after it refuses to turn over. 6. The Water Drowned Engine Spray. it's happened to you. You drive through a deep puddle that was way deeper than you thought. You get caught in a torrential downpour. Or you get a little too happy with the pressure washer cleaning your engine bay, trying to make it look pretty. Now, you turn the key and your car won't start. You're stranded. You get nothing but silence or a pathetic little sputter. Before you call the tow truck, before you panic, remember what WD-40 was originally designed to do. Water displacement formula number 40. This is where WD-40 goes back to its roots. Moisture in your ignition system can shut the whole thing down. Water is conductive, and it can short the spark away from your spark plugs, keeping the engine from firing. But a targeted spray on distributor caps in older cars, coil packs, and spark plug wires can literally push that moisture out and get you started again. Safety first. Make sure the engine is off and cool. Disconnect the battery just to be safe. Then, spray WD-40 on any ignition component that looks wet. Get into the spark plug wire boots, onto the coil pack. Give it a minute to do its magic, displacing the water. Hook everything back up securely. Get in the car and try to start it. More often than not, you'll hear the difference before you're even done turning the key. Now, let's be clear. This will not fix a major flood-damaged car. If you sucked water into the engine, you've got much bigger problems. But for mild ignition moisture issues, it's a garage hero that can save you from a tow truck bill, diagnostic fees, or being stranded in the rain with a car that's having an electrical tantrum. Water displacement. It's not just a name, it's a superpower. Now, this is where people start making expensive mistakes. Very, very expensive mistakes. 5. The scratch fix that ruins everything. You've probably seen this hack online. Some viral video tells you to spray WD-40 on a car scratch and watch it magically disappear. And yeah, for about 5 minutes, it looks like it works. That oily film fills in the scratch just enough to trick your eye under certain lighting. It's an optical illusion. But here's the brutal truth. WD-40 does not remove scratches. It temporarily masks them while creating a much bigger problem. That greasy residue is a magnet. It attracts dust, dirt, pollen, and road grime like crazy. Over time, that built-up, abrasive gunk gets ground into your clear coat every time you wash the car, or even just from the wind. It wears down your clear coat, dulls your paint, and in some cases, can cause permanent discoloration that can't be buffed out. I've seen people who tried this hack and ended up needing full paint corrections or complete repaints, costing anywhere from $300 to over $3,000. Instead of playing optical illusion games, grab a proper scratch repair kit from brands like Megiyars or Turtle Wax. Those products are designed with fine abrasives to actually level the clear coat and remove the scratch, not just hide it with oil. WD-40 is amazing for hundreds of things, but using it as a paint wizard, that's a shortcut that leads straight to expensive regrets. Sometimes the easy way out is actually the expensive way in. Here's a cool trick that prevents battery problems before they leave you stranded. 4. The battery terminal shield. You pop the hood and see that white, crusty buildup on your battery terminals that looks like automotive dandruff. That's corrosion. That's sulfation. And it's not just ugly, it's electrical resistance. If left alone, that corrosion stops electricity from flowing freely. It leads to weak starts, random electrical gremlins, or a completely dead battery that chooses the worst possible time to give up, like on a freezing Monday morning. The fix is surprisingly simple, and WD-40 can help prevent future problems. First, safety. Disconnect the negative terminal first, then the positive. Clean everything thoroughly. Use a wire brush and a solution of baking soda and water. This will neutralize the acid and dissolve the corrosion. Then, dry everything completely. Once it's spotless and dry, spray a light coat of WD-40 on the terminals and the posts before you reconnect them. Connect the positive first, then the negative. What this does is create a moisture-resistant barrier. It slows down oxidation and keeps the corrosion from coming back. It also makes future cleanups way easier, since gunk can't stick to the metal. This simple 5-minute trick can add years to your battery's life and save you from premature replacements. Plus, your car will actually start when you need it to. Revolutionary concept, right? Sometimes the best problems are the ones you stop from ever happening. This next mistake is so dangerous it could literally cost you your life. 3. The brake contamination catastrophe. It sounds ridiculous, but I swear to you, people do it. People spray WD-40 on their brakes thinking it'll stop a squeak or clear off surface rust from the rotors. Let me be crystal clear. Spraying anything that is a lubricant onto your brake components is not maintenance. It's a vehicular manslaughter attempt with yourself as the victim. Your brakes rely on one thing and one thing only to stop your 2-ton car: friction. WD-40 is a lubricant. See the problem? You are literally reducing your stopping power to almost zero. That oily residue doesn't just sit on the surface, it soaks into the brake pads, which are porous. It contaminates the rotor surfaces. It leaves a greasy film that doesn't just squeak, it slips. Best case scenario, you lose stopping power and have a scare. Worst case scenario, you have total brake failure flying down the highway at 70 miles per hour. Even if you realize the mistake early and don't crash, you can't just wipe it off. Those brake pads are ruined. They have to be replaced. The rotors have to be thoroughly cleaned with a strong solvent or replaced. That costs anywhere from $300 to $500 per axle. If you damage the calipers or lines in the process, that number blows past $1,000 faster than you can say lawsuit. If your brakes need cleaning from dust or dirt, use proper brake cleaner. WD-40 even makes one under their specialist line. It's designed to dry fast, leave no residue, and is made specifically for high-friction systems. Your brakes are literally what keep you alive. Do not mess around with greasy shortcuts. 2. The engine destruction warning. This isn't a trick. This is a warning that could save your engine from a catastrophic failure and a $10,000 bill. There is a terrible myth, a dangerous idea floating around the dark corners of the internet. Some people actually pour WD-40 into their oil fill cap or add it to their fuel, thinking it works as some miracle engine treatment, an injector cleaner, or a lubrication booster. This is engine suicide. WD-40 is not motor oil. It's a solvent. It evaporates quickly with heat. It offers zero thermal protection. And it provides absolutely no real lubrication where it counts, on your bearings, between your pistons, and the cylinder walls. Motor oil is complex science. It doesn't just lubricate, it manages heat, prevents metal-on-metal wear, and suspends contaminants under extreme pressure and temperature. Using WD-40 inside your engine, whether in the oil or the fuel, is like replacing your blood with salt water. It can cause overheating, bearing failure, oil starvation, seized pistons, or a complete engine meltdown. You won't just be out of oil, you'll be out of an engine. That one mistake costs anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000 or more in repairs. And the scary part, WD-40 is flammable in a hot engine environment. Adding a volatile solvent to your hot oil crankcase is just asking for trouble. Use WD-40 around your engine all you want. On bolts, on hoses, to help slide them on connectors, on external components, but never inside the block. Your engine is the heart of your car. Don't give it a chemical heart attack because you mixed up a penetrating oil with motor oil. And now, the #1 trick that prevents expensive door problems before they ever happen. 1. The door hinge preservation strategy. If your car door groans, pops, or feels heavier than it used to every time you open it, that's not your imagination. That's your door hinges starting their slow march to failure. Every single open and close puts stress on those joints, and without proper lubrication, they corrode, fill up with gunk, and wear down like a clock. Left unchecked, you could end up with a door that doesn't close right, sags like it's given up on life, or damages the latch and the pillar. A few seconds with regular WD-40 makes a huge difference. Spray the hinge pivot points, right where the metal rubs on metal. Then, work the door back and forth a few times, slowly, to let it penetrate. This cuts the friction, forces out dirt and moisture, and prevents rust from forming inside the moving parts. But here's the pro tip. Don't just spray it and walk away. Wipe up the excess with a clean rag. If you leave it dripping, it'll just attract more dirt like a magnet, creating an abrasive paste that actually speeds up the wear. You just need a thin film. Bonus, the wiper blade shield. Before we go, one last windshield-saving tip. Wiper blades are one of those things you completely ignore until they're squeaking across your glass like fingernails on a chalkboard during a downpour. Here's what most people don't realize. A lot of that noise comes from dried-out rubber that, over time, can actually scratch your glass. The WD-40 Specialist Silicone Spray, remember silicone, not regular, can prevent that damage. Lift the blades, wipe them down with a damp cloth to get the dirt off. Then, apply a light mist of silicone right onto the rubber blade. Wipe off any excess. You're left with a flexible, water-resistant blade that's way less likely to crack, split, or squeak. But here's the bonus. It reduces drag, which means less wear on your wiper motor and on the windshield itself. A damaged, hard blade can leave tiny scratches that eventually require a professional buffing or even a full glass replacement. We're talking $300 to $1,000, depending on your vehicle. Instead of buying new blades every season or gambling with your visibility during storms, a 10-second spray keeps them running longer and protects your glass. Because when it's pouring rain and you can't see the road, proper wipers aren't just convenient, they are literally lifesavers. So there you have it, 15 WD-40 tricks and warnings that could save you thousands. Which one surprised you the most? Which of these mistakes have you been making? Drop it in the comments below. And did you know there are other car secrets out there that can prevent $4,000 repairs that your mechanic isn't telling you about? Click this video popping up on your screen. You won't regret it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Take care of your car.